Welcome everybody to Life in the World to Come. It's one of those episodes. I have like way too much going on this week, and Will is sick. He's sick with some kind of horrible disease. He didn't say which one it was, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess Giardia. He drank out of a beaver dam, and now he's just shitting his guts out. But we're gonna do a little solo ep this week. I'm in the car. I'm doing some groceries. I'm gonna maybe answer some questions. We're gonna shoot the shit. It's gonna be a nice little time. It's gonna be a nice little holdover for all of you. Until again all of the horrible bacteria he's contracted from beaver shit. Once that leaves his system, this will tide you over until that. So yeah, little solo ep this week. Let's see, what kind of is there anything I need to update you guys on? Oh yeah, there is. We did it, everybody. You bought me a PS5. I don't even fucking know, dude. I don't know. Like, it's like, I wanna, it's so, cause, okay, so I fucked up, is the thing. Here, I'm just, you know what, I was gonna maybe qualify and edit this a little bit so that I don't come off sounding like so much of a dumbass, but, you know, I got time to kill, and, I need, and I can't, like, read questions while I'm driving, so, like, I'm just gonna be fucking honest. So I fucked up. The plan was to let, there's like a school bus in front of me, and it's just kind of chilling, and I'm just gonna go, dude. Is there even, I don't think there's anybody in there. So what the fuck was I saying? I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna crash this car and die. So, I was stupid. The goal with the PS5 shirts was to hit $800 because a PS5 digital edition is $400, and half of the merch money goes to Will. So, you know, once we hit $800, you officially paid for my PS5. Here's the thing. I think Sony literally, like, within the last couple of days, just, like, officially discontinued the PS5 digital edition, and like they're not selling it anywhere, right? Like, it's just gone. Like, they're not even selling it on their website. I think because they like just came out with a new one, or they're about to come out with a new one, like a new slimmer PS5. And I didn't want to like wait until Christmas to get a PS5 digital edition. And also, like, I had a bunch of cleaning to do yesterday, so I was like, I should probably go buy a PS5. So I did that, and I spent $500 instead of $400, which, you know, that's great. That's already off to an incredible start. I pay $100 more than I expected to for a disc drive that I'm probably not going to use, because who buys physical games anymore? So yeah. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fucking die. This was a terrible idea. I should have sat down to do this. I should have sat down and decided, like, what I was going to say before I decided to put my life in danger. Because I'm also like, I want to stop at McDonald's on my way to this the place I'm going, and I don't quite know how. I know I have to get on the other side of this, like, little highway area in order to get to the McDonald's. And I think I just did it, but I went too far back. No, I did it. I'm going to be able to go to McDonald's, but I went way out of my way. So yeah, so back to this incredibly interesting story about how I bought myself an expensive thing. So I buy the $500 PS5. I bite the bullet, I buy it. And I somehow let the lady at GameStop talk me into getting a GameStop membership, which was insane. Why did I do that? It was an extra $25. They sweet talked me. They told me all kinds of beautiful lies about how much cheaper it would all be. What a good deal. It's not a good deal. It's not a good deal. I'm never going back in there. I buy games digital. It's stupid. So I got that. Didn't get the warranty. Warranty would have been good because it was a hugely expensive thing. And now if it's gone, it's just gone. You know, like if I break it, that's it. Like we have to do this again. I have to sell more T-shirts. So I do that. I make that bad decision. And also for context, I for some reason earlier in the day I decided, you know what, today's a good day to take my car in for an oil change. I'm gonna take my car in for an oil change today. So that was another $100 I spent yesterday. So we're up to like $650 at this point. Hi, could I get a medium baconator meal? Diet Coke.
Diet Coke, okay.
That'll be it.
Would you be interested in donating to the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption?
Yeah, sure.
How much would you like to donate?
$5.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's great. Usually they just make you round up. That was like way more than I wanted to. Fuck. God, I don't want to spend that. I just spent all this money. Hey.
How's it going? It says it's going to be 18:30. Thank you. There you go. Yep, just one moment, please. Okay?
Thank you. Thanks. So yeah, I buy the PS5. I pay for a stupid fucking membership, and this is after having just spent $100 on an oil change. So I'm at like $650 now. Then I go home and I immediately purchase Baldur's Gate 3, which is $70 for some reason. So I fucking, we're done. Like I spent basically the whole $800 yesterday, and I didn't need to. I mean, yeah, like that's the kicker. Like I didn't fucking need to. Like Sony isn't selling the digital edition on their website anymore, but like I could have gotten it somewhere else. I could have like had like Target or Walmart ship it to me, but I didn't. I had a bunch of shit to do yesterday, and instead of doing it, my brain went, you know what? You're gonna buy the most expensive thing in the world. It's not the most expensive thing in the world, but it's expensive enough. And I don't like spending money on it. All right, where was I? So I'm broke now. I mean, I'm not. I would be significantly more broke if I hadn't done this incredibly stupid idea. But I did basically spend Will's half of it. So I'm just kind of this month. There's like $400 just coming out of my own money for Will. So you're welcome, Will. I don't know why I'm phrasing this like I'm doing you some favor. This is just how this is how it works. That's the agreement. Half of the merch money goes to you. I'm the one who overspent. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I have this incredibly expensive new toy that I can't play with because I have a ton of work I have to get done by Friday. And I also can't enjoy it because all my money is gone. I mean, not all of it, but enough of it that I'm fucking sad. Fuck. Why did you let me do this? I understand that what's supposed to be happening right now is I'm supposed to be like, oh, thank you. Oh, you did. Oh my God, we did it. Oh my PS5, my beautiful PS5. Thanks, gang. And yeah, thanks, gang. Like genuinely, this was I am grateful, but like, I just like, as always, I have put myself in this position where like all these people have went out of their way to make me happy, and because of my own mistakes, I can't enjoy it. That's just, and that if you want to just like get a little glimpse into my day to day, that's it. That's what it is. It's just as many different scenarios in that genre as you can imagine, one after another, and this is just the latest. People have been very generous to me. They have done me a great service, and because of my own utter stupidity, I can't enjoy it. That's where I'm at. I did my shopping while over the cut. I'm heading back home now, and I'm probably gonna play Baldur's Gate 3. My house is still very dirty. My mom is coming over this weekend, Friday night, to stay for a couple days. But it's fucking, my kitchen is disgusting. I wasn't sure I was going to admit to this or not, but I haven't done recycling since I moved in. I just haven't done it. And I know, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's so bad for the environment, Chris. You're just throwing out your fucking cans and bottles in the trash. No, I'm not. No, I'm just letting them pile up in my kitchen. They used to all be in like this like big cardboard box, and now they're just kind of spilling out over the box. It's just so. I've had so much time. I've had so much time to deal with it, and it wouldn't take that long to deal with. But I don't know. This is quickly turning into an episode of Chris Dunn Won't Go to Therapy, and an even more deranged one because it's like my therapist isn't even there. This is what Chris Dunn Won't Go to Therapy actually looks like. It's just like it's just me alone in my room being like, you fucking idiot, you fucking dumb piece of shit. What did you do? So yeah, that's that. All right, I'm going to pause quickly again because I'm about to pull into my house, and then maybe we'll answer a couple of questions. Answer some questions. We fucking Chris has overshared wildly, and that usually we've gotten that part of the episode out of the way. Now it's time to get into the meat of the business. Let's do some questions. Okay.
Hey, I'm back. It's 2 days later. I haven't recorded anything yet. I'm gonna get into questions soon, but I just want to say, the fucking product placement for McDonald's in Loki is fucking insane. It's so distracting. I swear to God, we're gonna get to end of this thing, and fucking Kang the Conqueror is gonna be sitting there munching down on a double quarter pounder. And he's gonna turn to camera and say how delicious it is. That's it. Okay. Question time, and by question time, I mean question time in like 20 minutes for me when I finish watching this episode of Loki. It's Saturday. Did I say that? It's Saturday. The episode comes out tonight. I've been busy, and I've been playing PS5. Cyberpunk is really good. Yeah. All right. I'm sitting on the floor of my bathroom. I'm scrubbing a toilet. It's time to answer some fucking questions. Let's answer some questions because I've been putting this this fucking podcast off so I could play Cyberpunk. And now I gotta do questions. Hey, Chris and will there still be a market for feet pics, or is it inevitable that sex robots take over? I mean, you never want to, like, here's the thing. You never want to underestimate the value of a foot pic. You know what I mean? Because there's all kinds of useful information that you could glean from that. It's like how, like, you know, what kind of a stride does this person have? Do they have like a powerful gait? You know, what's their shoe size? Is it large? That's an indicator of strength. Right, I figured it out. Fuck everything else I said. So this is how it's gonna work. Is that feet pics most of the time are gonna be the best that you're ever gonna be able to hope to do, because people are just gonna be so tall. You know, like the average person is gonna be like 400 or 500 feet tall, and so you're gonna if you can get a photo of just if you get a photo of just their big toe, you're lucky. You need like drones in order to get pictures of more than that, and that's outside your budget. You don't got that, so you got to sell for feet pics. You know, and I know what you're thinking. Like, what if the average height is 400 feet tall? Why can't I just, hold my camera 400 feet in the air? Because I too will be 400 feet tall. You won't be. It's only sexy people. I'm out of breath because I was just fucking scrubbing a toilet. I don't know if scrubbing a toilet is supposed to make you feel out of breath, but it did for me, because that's where my life and my body is at. But yeah, fucking you're 500 foot tall, sexy people. You gotta the only photos you can take of them are their feet, unless you have like a helicopter or a very tall ladder. So it's not that like feet are particularly sexy, although these feet will be very sexy. It's more about it's more about that's what your options are at a certain point. It's the best that you can expect is to get like a blurry close up of an enormous car-sized toe. And it's not that that's going to be that your brain chemistry is going to react different to that. It's not going to be any sexier than it is now. It's just that, you can see all the people who are walking around at your height, and they're nothing to write home about body-wise. And you've seen these towering giants striding across the land, and you're looking up at them and you're like, good God. Oh my good God. Like, why can't we all be like this? It's like they're carved from marble, and so really when you see a big toe, the kind of the reaction that you're having is not so much about it's not so much like, oh, the thing that I'm seeing is such a turn on. It's that you see this huge toe and you're like, wow, that reminds me of the beautiful giants I've seen. And so is, it's more of a tease, really. Any good foot pick is a tease. I thought I could handle this one on my own, but I don't know. I don't know about this question. Let's move on. If you're hearing a lot of scratchy little jangly noises, that's the sound of my headphone mic rubbing up against my beard. You got to lower your standards for this one. I'm just kind of doing this throughout the day as I prepare for my mom to come visit. She was supposed to come yesterday, but she got held up. Now she's coming today. I got until 7 o'clock to finish cleaning, and I'm sitting on the couch recording this. Don't have that much left to do, but So the point is that this isn't an episode. At this point, you're probably deep enough into the episode for all of the different analytics and Podbean stuff to count this as a full listen. So you can, if you want, you can, if you're just trying to support, you can go. This is going to be nothing. Sometimes I do these solo episodes and it's just fucking hot fire for 45 minutes. And then other times it's I've been cleaning all day and I have more cleaning yet to do. And so I'm just kind of, fulfilling an obligation, you know? Like the longer I talk, the more like the more this counts as an episode, and the more we can say we didn't miss an episode, you know? The goal is not to put out good content. The goal is to put out consistent content. That's the fucking key. That's what all the fucking gurus tell you, is that you gotta keep putting yourself out there until, like, you know, and like hope that the algorithm puts you in front of people, so that you just like worm your little way into their subconscious. You just keep them thinking about you. You know, they don't have to think you're good. They just have to be reminded that you exist at least once a week, and then they'll give you money for a PS5. Which I am. You look, earlier on in this episode, which is 2 days ago, I was being very I was being weird about it. I'm gonna apologize now. It hasn't been that long for you, but I've had time to think about it, and I think like that was weird of me, right? That was weird to me. You guys, I made like $500 profit. You guys, way more than that in revenue. That's the stupid thing about this whole idea, is that if I had just like asked for like someone to buy me a PS5, all of you would have had to have spent way less money. Like we made like well over $1,000 in profit, or not in profit, in revenue. I don't know. The point is that I'm enjoying the PS5 now, and I am very grateful. And it was really cool that you guys all did that for me. But that does make for interesting podcast material. So let's get back into it. Let's answer some more questions. I wish I had Will to keep me on track, because I keep starting to say things and I get distracted, and I don't know and I can't remember if I made the point I was trying to make or not. But let's back to questions. I was really hoping in that last clip that because I wasn't moving around as much, you would not be able to hear all of the scratching against my beard. But no, it was still so loud. So I'm gonna hold the mic up now. I'm holding it up, you know, in front of my face, and hopefully that mitigates the problem. This is all content. This is all stuff. This is all less time I have to spend answering questions, you know? Okay. God, fucking get it together, Chris. Fucking get it together. You've done solo episodes before. You know how to do this. You're funny. You can be funny by yourself, Chris. Come on. Find a question, Chris. Find a question to do. I should probably stop the recording until I find a new question. But like, look, I gotta get this done. I got other stuff to do today. That's not a real excuse, Chris. You had like fucking 4 days to do this. Yeah, I know, Chris. I know. I understand. I get it, okay? Just fine. Hi, Chris and Will. Sending emails makes you want to fucking die. Will email still be necessary form of communication of the world to come? And so, should I just kill myself? Well, don't do it yet, Big Slime. That's his from. It said, best wishes, the Big Slime. Don't do it yet, Big Slime. Because email is going to be a thing of the past. We've talked about it before. It's going to be mostly crows. Mostly sending people crows. So it depends on what element of the email experience is so abhorrent to you. I mean, if you just like hate technology, if you have that like fake disease that Saul's brother had in Better Call Saul, where like electricity makes you like dizzy or something, then you're good, because there's no electricity. It's crows. But if it's the act of like having to like write and reply to stuff, then if anything, it's going to get worse, because like crows can take, you know, I'm like doing this in my apartment right now, and every time I hear a noise outside my wall, I'm like, oh God, they can hear me. Should I whisper for the rest of this? Episode? I don't know. Are they out there? Oh God. So yeah, if it's the act of writing the emails that you're not into, then I got bad news, because that's the part that's going to be amplified. Because an email could be sent in seconds, right? In an instant. So you can essentially use it as texts. You can just kind of go back and forth really quickly, you know, get it done in and out. With crow mail, there's an obligation to kind of like, you got to make it count, because you send off this. If you send crow mail to somebody, it's going to take them a month to get to them, and then a month to get back to you, assuming they get back to you right away. So you got to cram as much information as you can in there. You really got to kind of milk it, make sure every word is worth it. You know what I mean? Just like a lot of like flowery prose, a lot of these and thous and doths. Just because like the crows can tell, That's the other thing, is that you're dealing with like a sentient thing with like thoughts and opinions, and like strong held convictions about what makes good writing. And they say that they're not going to read the mail when they send it out, but they do. They're curious creatures, these corvids. So, and here's the thing: if they don't like what you say, they might change it. They might rewrite it. And so you got to make sure so you're writing for two people. You have to send whatever message you're going to send, but you also have to like write it in a way that's going to impress these birds, because they've all been to liberal arts college. They all have degrees in literature, and they're on it. And like most people with degrees in literature, they're working for a delivery service. So like they're bitter, they're bitter, and they feel like they deserve more than they have. And yeah, if they think you're a bad writer, they might just not bother. They might not bother delivering it, or they might rewrite what you wrote, and that could be a problem, because whatever you're trying to say could get lost. So so I guess that's all the information that you need to take into account when deciding whether or not you're going to kill yourself over this whole email thing. All right. Okay, good. 4 minutes of content. Good. Done. Awesome. Right, next question. Chris and Will, what will parasocial relationships be like in the world to come? And what will happen to the ones so prevalent now? There's only going to be one parasocial relationship that you're going to have in the world to come. And that's the parasocial relationship that you're going to have with Jared Skull guy. I just took like a solid like 6-second pause to be like, is that the name? Is that the name we're going with, Chris? There's no one here. There's no one stopping you. You can start the recording over and come up with a different Apocalypse boss guy name. But no, we're gonna do that. His name is Jared Skull. I already forgot what I said. Was it Jared Skullhaver? Yes, that's his name. There's a guy named Jared Skullhaver. He's 7 feet tall. He's fucking ripped to shit. And you know what? He's maybe not as strong as he looks, but like the point is, he's got the fucking look, right? He's got the fucking look of like a guy in the apocalypse who like owns people and has like a car that has been like semi-converted into a monster truck. You know what I mean? Like that kind of Mad Max shit. Like it's like a Volkswagen Beetle, but like with tractor wheels, and you're like, how does that even fit? How does that even work? But it does, and it's magnificent. And he rides that beautiful chariot across the wasteland, and people look at him and they're like, that's a guy who deserves respect. That's a guy who's figured all this shit out. And he's bellowing his manifesto across the wasteland, and you hear it, and it resonates with you. You're like, I get this guy, and this guy gets me. But that's the thing, is that guy doesn't get you, right? He doesn't even know you exist. You're just one more guy who heard his huge booming voice. You're just like one more person who got kidnapped in his raid against your village. And now you're attached to that big crank thing, that like big cross-shaped crank that you like have people pushing on, and it like grinds grain or something. You're on one of those things, and you're just listening to Jared give one of his big speeches, and you're like, God, he just gets it. He just understands the way things should be, and he cares about me. He's like, he's looking out for my self-interest, but he doesn't. He just needs you to fucking grind up grain. And that is what it is, right? Like there's not necessarily anything wrong with a parasocial relationship. You just have to. That's the trick. Is that like, you can. It's there. There's nothing wrong with worshiping Jared Skullhaver. Jared Skullhaver's the kind of guy who kind of brings that stuff upon himself. He's a worshipable guy. But you have to you have to be realistic about what your relationship with him is, right? Because he's not your friend, you know? He's your fucking he's your boss. And there's a difference between those two things. He probably doesn't even know your name. Right? And so it's about setting your expectations realistically. Like, you're not gonna, don't expect to like don't expect Jared to like have a conversation with you. Don't expect him to like care about your problems. But if you get something out of the words that he says while you're turning that crank, then that's fine. It's okay to get something out of that. It's okay to like relate to it. Just be aware, right? Just be realistic about it. Was that? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what my point, what kind of point I'm making, or what the metaphor is here. Let's move on. What's our next question? How am I doing on time? I have to add up the collective time of all these clips I've done so far and get a sense for how far into this podcast I am. Maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm finished. Then I can go play Cyberpunk. And then finish cleaning my kitchen 6 minutes before my mom gets here. Hey, Chris and Will, what will vaping look like in the world to come? What flavors will there be? Will there be people? Will there be people to get them? Wait, what? Wait, I'm dyslexing the fuck out of this. Where will people get them? And will they still be sold to kids? Will people still obnoxious vape into busy streets? I'm going to take that again. I'm going to take that again because I dyslexic the first part, and I think there's a typo in the second part. What will vaping look like in the world to come? Will the flavors still be there? Where will people get them, and will they still be sold to kids? Will people still obnoxious vape into busy streets? Much thanks, Sable. So, vapes are going to be sold exclusively to kids because you're just, the world is a bad place, and you're trying to get them out of there as soon as possible. Like, the lucky ones, you give your kids vapes because, like, the lucky ones die of popcorn lung before they hit 12. You know what I mean? And the other thing about popcorn lung is it's delicious, so it serves a dual purpose. You basically get to cull your group of the weak and the innocent, and then have a delicious snack to watch on movie nights. The problem with doing this solo is that this is usually the part where, like, Will would jump in and, like, add something new, but because he's not here, I'm kind of like, okay, that's it. That's good. I just answered the question, which is terrible because I've only been recording this question for 1 minute and 40 seconds. So, I don't know. Is there anything else I have to say about vapes? What are the flavors going to be like? The flavors. Honestly, it's just gonna be it's just gonna be the mint flavor. It's just gonna be like that menthol mint vape that like is like somehow like way too minty, but with none of like the sweetness of mint. Like you take one hit of the stuff and like you immediately just have like a headache, and like a weird headache, like a strange chemical headache, like an unnatural headache. You can tell when your head hurts because it's like something is happening and like your body is fighting against it. Like, there's something about those, like, menthol vapes that, like, you hit one of them, and it's just like, oh, God, there's a foreign substance in my bloodstream. Like, why is the cool mint in my blood? Why is my blood minty now? But hey, you gotta get that, get that sweet nicotine rush one way or another. So, you take what you can get. Alright, next question. Alright, hi Crump and Bill. Which U.S. states will survive and which will die in the world to come? New Jersey's gonna be fine because fuck yeah, Garden State forever. And Connecticut's gonna be gone. Because what has Connecticut ever done? Name one thing of note. in the whole of U.S. history that has ever happened in Connecticut. You can't. Try to think of one. You can't. Try to think. You know what I think of when I think of Connecticut? I think of the word Connecticut. That's it. I picture other states, and I picture Florida. I picture like palm trees and beaches in Disney World. I picture New Jersey. I picture like gas stations, convenience stores, and strip malls, which for me is very nostalgic. You think of Texas, you think of fucking barbecue. And even if you don't, if like those images aren't brought to mind, you at least think of like the shape of the state itself. Like you have an image of it in your mind. I think of Connecticut, and it's just the word. I just see the word Connecticut because there's nothing else to talk about. What happens in Connecticut? Connecticut is a place that is just a place. I'm not even saying that like no one lives there. Like there are emptier states, but that's the thing. You think of like Nebraska or something, like the middle of Nebraska, and you picture like an empty town with a single church, and that's something. That's like a thing. That is an identity. That's an identity. Connecticut doesn't have an identity. Connecticut is just a place. It's just a point. It's just one of the places in the country. And is there stuff there? Who cares? Next question. Dear Chris and Will, my current job has caused me to experience anxiety at levels I have not reached since high school. Should I quit or just wait for the world to end? Will I have to worry about my anxiety in the world to come? Or will it get better? Or IDK, the whole apocalypse thing, fix it somehow? With stress and fear, Matilda. Quit your job. Quit your job and become a street tough, is my advice. Quit your job, buy a leather jacket and a switchblade, and sunglasses that you wear in dark, smoky bars, and just do knife tricks for money. I've always been very fascinated by that as a career path. It's just like leaning on a street, like a street corner. Leaning on a corner, leaning on the curb of a street. That's how cool you are. That's how cool you are. That's how far you're leaning. Is that you're leaning on the fucking curb. Your body is almost so close to being horizontal, but not quite. It's still technically a lean. It takes a tremendous amount of core strength. What was I talking about? I got distracted by this incredibly powerful image of leaning against a curb. But you're gonna do that shit, and you're gonna find a way to monetize it, and that's the way to be, because you gotta it's the right mindset to have in the world to come. That's the thing, is that like money, you can't just like, you can't go out and expect people to just like give you money for services. You have to live your life in a way where you expect that like money will just come to you. Says the guy who just tricked his audience into buying him a PS5. You know what? Yeah, no. See, I'm a living proof. It works. Manifestation works. Be a con artist. But that's the thing. It's like that's the thing about con artistry, is that like it's totally, you can just like be a con artist if you tell everyone what you're doing and make them feel like they're in on the joke. And then they'll give you a PS5. So just do that. Buy sunglasses, a leather jacket, and a knife. Lean against a curb and fucking go up to people on the street and be like, "Wouldn't it be hilarious if you bought me a PS5?" It works. You can just do that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. God. Next question. All right, this one I'm nervous about because I'm afraid I'm accidentally gonna say some stuff that I don't know about and make someone mad. But I'm gonna do my best. Hi, Chris and Will. Apologies if this has already been covered, but will the world to come be wheelchair accessible? Will there be wheelchairs in the world to come, or will I have to hire goons to carry me around like a sickly child king?
Or will we be piloting mech suits, thus eliminating the need for wheelchairs? Thanks, Sam. You know, I was honestly, I didn't read the full question before I started to answer it. And I was gonna go down the kind of like a more mechish route. Just like this idea of like, oh, you know, like most wheelchairs are gonna be rocket enabled, you know? And I do still like that idea. You know, that like it's just, you're not gonna have a wheelchair, you're just gonna have a chair that you strapped some fucking fireworks to. And it's a very, you know, moving around's a big deal. You know, you have to pick and choose your moments when you do that. Because, one, it costs fireworks every time you choose to ambulate. And it's also, there's like a very high skill threshold on that. You know, setting the charges exactly as they should be. You know, there's a lot of physics involved, figuring out where we're going to end up. And that's the direction I was going to take it. But, like, honestly, like, having to hire goons to carry you around like a sickly child king, that's powerful, dude. You know? Don't run from that. You know? You see that and you're like, look at this, like, this pathetic creature. No, that's a fucking king. That guy has the fucking world under his thumb. There is no one more powerful than like a sickly child king with an entire entourage of just like huge jacked dudes. You don't need a body. Hire other people. You don't need to move. You don't need to have a body. You don't need to be able to get around. You just have to get other people to do it for you. And then for all intents and purposes you can move and you can move around and you can beat the shit out of people. Right? You're just using your goons as an extension of yourself. And it gives you more time to, be fed grapes. Just like have them kind of just pop grapes into your mouth. While you watch them beat the shit out of peasants. And that's pretty cool. That's good. Yeah, alright. Can I keep that in? Yeah, I can keep that. Okay, moving on. Hello, Crimp and Whim. How will I combat... I gotta remember to hold the mic up. Gotta remember to hold the mic up so my beard doesn't get in the way. Gotta remember to hold the mic up. Hello, Crimp and Whim. How will I combat agoraphobia in the world to come? Will I finally be able to gain the courage to leave my house and finally do my grocery shopping? Or will the pressure of the post-apocalypse be enough to keep me at home? I'll tell you. Nothing gets you out of your house like a big monster eating your house. You know what I mean? If your house is just like a big big bite-shaped hole in the ground, then your problem's kind of solved. Because that's not even really a house anymore. It's a hole in the ground. And depending on how deep the hole is, that might make the, going out and doing grocery shopping part of your question problematic. Depending on how deep the hole is. How big were this beast's jaws as it ate your house. And we're not, we're assuming you made it through this somehow. In all likelihood, you're going with the house. And then I guess the answer to your question is no, but not because you weren't able to gain the courage, just because, you didn't do it in time. But, assuming you're out of there somehow, the biggest issue of like, it's the biggest issue about you getting out of your house is it's gonna be less about your agoraphobia and more about just like, again, the size and depth of the hole and whether or not you're able to crawl out of it. And which is kind of like a fun thing, it takes your problems from like a kind of like a metaphor state, just kind of like into this internal thing, and like, translating them into like a physical thing that you have to deal with. So it's not about like, clawing your way out of your depression and your anxiety and your fear of the outside world. It's about clawing yourself out of the hole that you're trapped in. I gotta get out of that hole. And once you manage to get out of that hole, then don't worry so much about the anxiety. Well, it depends on the flavor of the anxiety, right? Like if that anxiety is like, oh no, they're not gonna like me. Like I'm gonna go out and they're gonna be, this guy's gross. This guy's nasty. Oh no, yuck, go home, go back. That you're not gonna have a lot of that, because the guy saying that is gonna have like 4 sets of lips and 2 sets of penises, and he's gonna be 3'2". So, like, you could, you're like, he doesn't have any. If anyone's getting on your case for your physical appearance, then that's fucking, that's fucking, they're fucking throwing stones from inside a glass house. You know, so you don't got to worry about that. If your anxiety is that like you will be killed and eaten by the beast that took your house, then I don't know. Maybe stay in the hole. Maybe it's a good thing to stay in the hole. It's scary out there, you know? It's scary. Maybe stay inside. Actually, yeah. You know, that little voice in your head saying, "Oh, like it's a bad idea to go out. That like there is danger out there, and I need to stay safe inside." That's a good instinct, you know, because you're right. There's a monster out there, and it's eating houses. All right, now next question. I'm going to do like 2 more questions because then we'll be at like 40 minutes, and that's sufficient for a solo episode. Okay. Hey, bro and ho. I didn't care for that one. We've done a lot of silly names this episode. I don't know if I cared for that one. Okay, you need to be respectful to my man Will. He's not a hoe. I knew which one was which. And you can't be saying stuff like that about my friend. Okay? I mean, we all know it about him. We all look at William and we think, God, what a fucking hoe. But it's rude to say it aloud, and you shouldn't say it aloud. Okay? So I'm going to need you to be a little bit more respectful to my friend, no matter how slutty he is. Okay? All right. Okay? We keep Will's obvious promiscuity to ourselves. No matter how glaring it is when you look at him, how obvious it seems when you look at his face, that you're like, God, look at this hoe. But you can't say that out loud. That'll be wrong. Anyway, the question. Okay, tomorrow I'm planning on beating my all-nighter record. My current record is 36 hours, but I want to make it to 40 tomorrow. Will my inability to sleep benefit me in the world to come? Listen, you're talking to a guy who has failed to fall asleep before 5 a.m. for like the past 2 months. Okay, I was sitting on my couch last night playing Cyberpunk, and I looked at the clock, and it was 4 a.m. I was like, oh good, it's still early. You get like probably like 1 or 2 more missions in. That's where I'm at now. Sleep. So like the idea that you're going out there like, I'm going to do this on purpose. Like, I'm just going to do this as a fun little experiment for myself. Fuck you. What are you doing? Do drugs like a normal person. You psychopath. Our next question. I've been dying to know. What will... Oh, fuck. Gotta deal with the mic. Gotta keep dealing with the mic. I'm really going to lift it up high this time so there's no chance it touches my beard. Okay. I've been dying to know what's going to become of Nicki Minaj. Is she going to be okay? The only reason I'm answering this question is because I have been dying for an opportunity to talk about the Nicki Minaj Call of Duty fiasco. I don't even have anything interesting to say about it. I just think it's so funny and I want to talk about it. Just the fact that like they made a Nicki Minaj skin for Call of Duty. And I think it was like the first ever celebrity skin they've ever done. It was the first time they put like a real person as a playable character in the game. And immediately, the internet is just flooded with screenshots of dead Nicki Minaj. Just Nicki Minaj lying dead on a fucking dirty battlefield. Just her 3-dimensional corpse strewn across the dirt. Like, what did they think was going to happen? That's what's gonna, like, that. In what world was that immediately, like, they did it so, like, oh yeah, Nicki Minaj, she's gonna be so cool and so powerful. She's gonna be so cool and so majestic. No, Nicki, like, this is such a cool thing, Nicki. This is such a cool thing for your image. They're gonna think you're so badass. And, like, I don't think I've seen a single photo of Call of Duty Nicki Minaj where she wasn't a corpse. Like, it's just, it's, like, only... Anyway, so it's gonna be that. All right, next question. Howdy, Christina and Willow. I have a follow up to the Jesus Meat episode. You guys discussed hanging out with the babies, but I was having one work. Do you need to find a guts guy? Look, these things are gonna be lying around all over the place. You could just pick one up. You're gonna walk out your front door in the morning. You're just gonna be ankle deep in babies. You know, you just pick one up off the ground, do what you want with it. You know, I don't like how that sounded. Raise it, ideally, is what you should probably do. Sure. All right. Yeah. Quick one. Quick. That was a quick one. Quick question. Done it. Fucking done. All right. You know what? I'm gonna call it here. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. I have to finish cleaning my kitchen. Should probably scrub down my shower. I have to do all the stuff that you have to do when your parents are coming over, so that they don't realize what a fucking mess you are. You know. That really is what cleaning your house before a parent shows up is. It's just like a frantic, mostly in vain struggle to hide all of the evidence of your mental illness. And guys, there's so much evidence of my mental illness. My house is covered in fucking smoking guns of my mental illness. There was just like I had to move a lamp out of my living room when I got carpets put in there like a month ago. And now the lamp has just been in my kitchen and I haven't moved it out yet. There's just a lamp in my kitchen, just in the middle of the, I say there's a lamp in the kitchen. You're like, oh, that's not that crazy. It's in the middle of the kitchen. It's just been, I could move it to the side and it would look like it was supposed to be there, but I haven't. It's just in the middle of the kitchen. And that's like, that's the easy part. That's the easy part of what I have to do. I just have to move it out of the kitchen and back to where it's supposed to be. But that's just, and then that smoking gun has been hidden away. It's been thrown into the river. No one will ever find my fingerprints on it. But that's the tip of the iceberg. It's just like my kitchen is covered in smoking guns that I have to fucking file the serial numbers off of before my mom gets here. So I'm ending the episode. I hope this was fine. I hope nobody unsubscribes. I don't think you will. I think we've somehow managed to set our standards so low that this will be fine for most of you. Yeah. All right, so that's an episode. We did it. I just got an email. I don't know if you heard that. Our intro and outro music is We Are the Hellhounds by the Taxpayers. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/lifeintheworldtocome. You can buy our merch at lifeintheworldtocome.bigcartel.com. There's significantly fewer items on there now, but you can still get, you can get our classic t-shirts. You get a cum bag. I don't know why I still have the cum bag up there. It's been so long since that episode. I don't even know if anyone still gets the joke, but it's still there and you can get a cum bag. What are the other things? Patreon, Big Cartel, we're looking for if you want to advertise on this show, we're open to that now. I made us a business email. It's litwicbiz, LITWTC biz@gmail.com. I hope I spelled that right. And you send us an email, give us some money, and we'll hawk your shit. We'll fucking tell people to buy your dumb shit that they don't need. You know? That'll be good. And then that'll be good, and I can buy more games for my PS5. That'll be nice for me. That'll be a good time for me. What do I want to get? I want to get a Spider-Man. That'd be cool. Play the Spider-Man game. All right. God, how do I get off? How do I finish it?